Okay. All right, Arad, do you hear me well?
Yes.
Very good. So I hope, guys, you're doing well. Narmin, how are you, Narmin?
Well, I'm good.
Narmin, did you do test?
Yes.
Did you submit your work?
Yes.
Also, Arad, Javid, Narmin. Okay, good. All right. Hussein is trying to connect. I think, I don't know, he has a problem, or Javid's also. Good. So, guys, I will grade your papers hopefully tomorrow. Okay. So, I was quite busy this week because we just started new year for freshmen at university, and I had a lot of classes. Anyway, guys, let's continue. So as you know, we were talking about this progress test, and we did like 5 questions. 5 more questions left. Let's solve them quickly, okay? And after that, we will continue our class. And once again, as I told you, we are going to keep, actually, I would say, continue studying one more week. Also next week we will study some topics, and in February, maybe 2 weeks, we will solve only SASMO questions. It's kind of revision for you, okay? And those questions will be a bit challenging, okay? So we will practice SASMO questions, and you are going to sit for mock exam, right? Mock SASMO exam in February. Is that right, Arad?
What?
Are you going to sit for this trial exam in February?
February we have test as well.
Yeah, it's what I heard, that they are going to send you some what is it? We call this trial exam or mock exam, okay? Similar to SASMO, but it's not a real exam. Okay. So anyway, Javid, are you there? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Okay, guys, I just checked my internet because I just switched from Wi-Fi to 4G. Sometimes also 4G, I don't know. So guys, let's continue then. The following diagram shows 3 circles. Who actually, Narmin, did you solve this question?
No, I didn't.
Okay, then good. If you didn't solve, now we'll solve together. So
I think
P, Q, and
it,
R are the points of contact at end O. Right? So X and Y are the centers of the circles. And given that XR equals 5, where is XR? Okay. And YR equals 4, that's the radius of the second circle. And OP is equal to R. All right. And XOY is 90 degrees. Write down an equation in R. How do you write an equation in R? It's just, as you see, okay. So we are talking about the circle if XR is equal to 5, and also XP must be equal to 5, because also that is the radius of this circle. If RY is equal to 4, also YQ must be equal to 4. If PO is equal to R, and also OQ, also it is the radius of the smaller circle here, also it should be R. And since XO and OY, they are perpendicular to each other, that means that XOY is a right angle triangle. So using Pythagorean theorem, we can form our equation, right? What is it? That is R plus 5 squared, that is OX, plus and OY, that is R plus 4 squared on the right, and the hypotenuse, that is 5 plus 4 squared. That's equal to 5 plus 4 squared. Now you are grade 9, and you can expand this and simplify this quickly, right? We don't have to write every detail. If you expand this, here we have R squared and R squared. So here we have 2R squared plus, in the first one, R times 5 times 2, that's equal to 10R. From the second expression, R times 4 times 2, that is 8R. So 10 plus 8, so here we have 18R. Plus, and here constant term, 25, constant term is 16. So that's equal to 25 plus 16, that's equal to 41. On the right hand side, 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 squared is 81, right? So now if you just take 81 to the left hand side, question part B, it says that solve this equation and write down the length of OX and OY. So we need to find OX and OY. Okay, so if you take 81 to the left-hand side and divide by 2, here I have R squared. 18 divided by 2, that is 9R. 41 minus 81, that is minus 40, divided by 2, that is minus 20. That's equal to 0. That we have a quadratic equation. Now, we try to solve this by factorization. This 20 is, what is it?
I think it's decimal because I remember when I solved it was like root 4,
Yeah,
root of decimal something.
I think so, because we cannot solve it by factorization, right?
If it
Because
was
if
positive,
it is
we could.
plus, say again?
If it was positive, it was easy.
Yeah, if it was
4
positive,
and
it would be
5.
great. Okay, so no problem. What can we do here? Here we have R squared plus 3 times 3R plus 9. On the right-hand side, we have 29. I just took negative 20 to the right-hand side and added 9. So here that is a perfect square. What? No. What did I do here? Okay. Anyway, guys, what do we solve it here? If we can factorize, the only way is we need to use the formula, right? Delta is equal to 81 plus 4 times 20. That's equal to 161. So R1 is equal to minus 9 plus square root of 161 over 2. And the second one will be negative, so we can just reject. We don't have to take this. What is this? This is approximately what? Mr. Abbas, where is my calculator? No, not the black one.
3 point something.
What? Well, because you're tired, you need to sleep, okay?
I'm not tired.
You're not tired? Are you sure? All right, so that is fraction negative 9 plus square root of 161 over 2. And actually, you are allowed to use a calculator for this. It's okay. So corrected 2 decimal places. Let's say it is 1.84. Corrected 2 decimal places. So what is the question? OX and OY. OX is equal to 5 plus R. So what is R? 1.84. That's equal to 6.84 centimeters. And how about OY? OY is equal to R plus 4, which is equal to 4. That is 5.84 cm. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I was just thinking about something else. Question 7. That's also like SASMO type question. In SASMO, usually, sometimes they ask this type of question. Okay. You cannot just solve this in one step, and you have to think, and you need to find a pattern, right? And after that, solve this. All right, let's do this. We're going to solve this in algebraic way. Mrs. Young bought some apples. So immediately some apples. How many apples? Suppose that she bought n apples. She bought n apples. She used one more than half of them for a pudding. So that's the first one is pudding, right? How many apples did he use? One more than half of them, right? That is n over 2 plus 1 used. And she then used one more than half of the remainder for a pie. So what is the remainder here? Let's say remainder, the first remainder is, what is it? N over 2 minus 1. right? Because n over 2 plus n over 2, that's equal to n. Negative 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. Because now she has just used some apples for pudding, and the remainder is something, right? So remainder and use one, it should be together equal to the original number of apples. Okay, so after we continue, she then used one more than half of the remainder for a pie. So the second one is she also used some for pie. How much? It is half of the remainder. That is 1 over 2. The remainder is n over 2 minus 1. And one more, right? That is plus 1, which is equal to n over 4 minus 1 over 2 plus 1. That's equal to n over 4 plus 1 over 2. So she has used this many apples for pie. Okay, and we'll continue. The third part, she gave one more than half of those that were left to her children. Okay, so now left, okay, there's the remainder 2. First, let's find this. Actually, before she used for pie, she had n over 2 minus 1 apples left. So, right, so she has already used n over 4 plus 1 over 2 apples for a pie. So that is n over 2 minus 1. She had this many apples before she used for a pie, minus she used n minus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 2 apples for a pie. So now if you just simplify this, that is the number of apples left after using for pudding and pie. N minus n over 2 minus n over 4, that's equal to n over 4. And minus 1 minus 1 over 2, right? That's equal to minus 3 over 2. Okay, so now we have this many apples left. Continue. In the third part, it says that she gave one more than half of those left that were left to her children. And number 3 is to her children. How many? That is half of the remainder. That is 1 n over 4 minus 3 over 2 plus 1 to her children, right? So that is, what is it? N over 8 minus 2 times 3 over 2, 3 over 4 plus 1. That's equal to n over 8, 4, right? That's equal to plus 1 over 4. Okay, now this many apples left. And the last part, it says that and had one remaining. And had one remaining. So that means that let me just change the color to red. So that remaining one, right? Actually, this one is for the children. And the remaining is, what is it? She had n over 4 minus 3 over 2. And also she gave some apple to the children. That is n over 8 plus 1 over 4. So that is equal to 1. If she paid $4.40 for the apples, find the cost of one apple. Okay, before that, we need to find n, right? And after that, we will find the individual price of the apples or the cost of one apple. So again, if you just count, we need to solve this equation. That's it. So n over 4 minus n over 8, that's equal to n over 8. Minus 3 over 2 minus 1 over 4, that's equal to minus. And here we have 4. It is 6 minus 1, that's equal to 7. So that's equal to 1, right? Now from here, if you multiply both sides by 8, so here we have n minus 14 is equal to 8. So what is n? N equals 22. Actually, Mrs. Young bought 22 apples. So we need to find the price of one apple since, let me just finish here. Let's open new window on our desktop. So she paid 4.40 for 22 apples, right? So what is the cost of one apple? That is equal to 4.40 over 22, which is equal to 440 cents over 22. That's equal to 20 cents. It's quite cheap. Actually, it's a long time ago, maybe. But nowadays, one apple is about $1 at supermarkets here. Anyway, so actually the individual cost or the cost of one apple was 20 cents. Eldar, Javid, Arat, Narmin, do you have any questions? Did you understand this problem or did you solve it?
I solved it, but I have problem in one place. I actually didn't understand it, but it was late.
Question 7.
So if you fall asleep there, I won't be able to sleep.
Also 7. No. Who's it? Javid. Javid, it
I
is
did
so hard to check your paper. I don't know how am I going to check your paper. Also Narmin. Okay, anyway, I'll have a look later.
I got 20, 0.20.
You got 0.20.
Yes.
Good. Is it the correct answer? 20. Yes, that's a correct answer. Very good. Well, why did I go there? Okay. Guys, we'll continue. If everything is clear, all right, let's continue. It's a kind of mental exercise. And really, if you can solve these kind of questions well, it really helps you a lot to understand and to get, I mean, it's like about long term, right? Not only at high school, but soon you will go to university, right? And man, a lot of professors deliver their lectures, right? Actually, it will be so fast. If you have not a good foundation, you will actually struggle a lot with university courses. That's why now is a kind of preparation for university. Just teach you how to think in a systematic way and how to think fast and blah blah. Guys, how about question 8? Who solved this question and correctly?
And I don't know correctly, but I solved.
How you don't know that it's not correct? But when you just
But
get
I
the
didn't
answer, did you
get-
check it? Does it satisfy all the conditions in the problem?
Yes.
Then it is correct.
But most of the time I make it very like bad mistakes.
Okay, now let's solve this, Arat, and we will see your answer is correct or not. So in different way we can solve this, but this kind of question sometimes, if you try to solve, I mean, is using algebra, even it may get more complicated. And that's why we try to solve in some simpler way. So 48 marbles are divided into 3 groups. Okay, so we are talking about 3 groups. And let me just draw here. We're just dividing into 3 groups. Okay, so the first one is the first one and the second group and the third group. So here, let's say here we have in the first group we have X marbles, and the second one we have Y marbles, and the third one we have Z marbles. So then some marbles are removed from the first group and put in the second group so that the number of marbles in the second group is doubled. Okay, that we are talking about the first one, right? We are just getting some from X to Y so that the number, some marbles are removed from the first group and put in the second group. So the first group is the first column, and this is the second group, and this one is third group. Okay, first let's just read this. Even I didn't solve this question, I will see here. Some marbles are removed from the second group and put in the third group so that the number of marbles in the third group is doubled. Okay, so now here we are talking about the second step. And some marbles are removed from the third group and put in the first group so that the number of marbles in the first group is doubled. As a result, there are equal number of marbles in each group. Find the number of marbles in each group originally. So in the final step, right, if we have equal number of marbles in each group, right, and originally we had 48 marbles, that means that in the first group there must be 16 marbles, in the second group there must be 16 marbles, and the third one there must be 16 marbles, right? So before this, actually what happened here, we just added, right, take some and put into the first group so that it is doubled. So before it is doubled, how many marbles do we have here? Actually here we have 8, right? And here we have 16. We didn't do anything to the second group. Actually, we just took some marbles from the third group and put them into the first group so that their marbles are double. So if it is 8, that's why it became 16. So before we did this operation, how many marbles did we have in the third group? We had 16 plus 8, that's equal to 24, right? From the third one to the second one. How about before this? We actually removed some marbles from the second group and put it into the third group, right? So that it is double. So that means that double means half of 24. So here we have 12 marbles. That means that we removed 12 marbles from the second group and put them into the third group. So before that, so here we have 16. That means that before that, here we had 16 plus 12. So we had 28 marbles. How about in the first group? We had 8 marbles. How about in the first operation? It says that in the first one, we removed some marbles from the first one, right? And put them into the second group. So they are doubled. So here 28, before it was doubled, then we had 14 marbles in the first group. And how about in the first group? After we removed 14 marbles, right? We had 8 left. So that is 8 plus 14. So here we had 22 marbles. And how about in the third group? We didn't do anything. It is 12. So the answer is then originally in the first group, we had 22 marbles. In the second group, we had 14 marbles. In the third group, we had 12 marbles. Ara, did you get the same answer?
Yes.
Very good. Narmin, how about you?
I got the same answer.
Very good. Javid?
No.
But Narmi, how did you solve? Did you solve like this or did you solve in different way?
I technically solved like this, but I didn't use a chart. I just divided it to 3, 16, 16, 16, and then added as it said.
Okay, good. Guys, I will continue then. And I think this is quite easy question, right? On a bus, 99 40-cent tickets and 80-cent tickets costing a total of $56 were issued. That means that this 99 is all together. So we are talking about 2 different tickets. That is 40-cent tickets and the 80-cent tickets. So that means that if, what is the question? Find the difference between the number of 40-cent tickets and the number of 80-cent tickets issued. Okay, suppose that we had n 40-cent tickets. And at that time, how many 80-cent tickets will we have here? We have 99 minus n, because altogether it should be equal to 99, right? So total is $56. We sold these tickets, all of these tickets for $56. So that means that this one is individual price and this one is quantity, right? And quantity times individual price, that gives us the total price or the total cost. So that's equal to 40 times n plus 80 times 99 minus n is equal to $56 is 5600 cents. Units must be the same, right? So here we have 5600. Let's say we have to solve this equation. From here, 40n minus 80 times n, that is 80n, is equal to 5600. 80 times 99, take this to the right hand side. Here we have 80 times 99. Actually, 80 times 100, that is 8,000. 8,000 minus 80, that's equal to 7,920, right? So 40 minus, actually, I can divide all by 10, 0, 0, 0. 4 minus 8, that's equal to minus 4n. 560 minus 792, it is 40. It is 232. Yes, that's equal to 632. 560 minus 792, right? Oh, all right. So from here, what is n? N equals 32 over 4. And 200 is divided by 4. That's equal to 50. 32 is divided by 4. That's equal to 8. So the answer is 52. So how many 40-cent tickets did we issue? 58. And how about 80 cent tickets? That is 99 minus 58. That's equal to 30, 41. 41. And it says the difference. So the difference is 58 minus 41. That's equal to 17. Okay. Is everything all right?
Yes.
Okay then, guys, one more question left. Let's also solve this. After that, we will have some break for 3 minutes. We will drink some water, and after that, we will continue our class. Okay. Javid, can you read this problem, please?
Okay. A durian seller sells half of his durians plus half a durian to his first customer. He then sells half of the remainder plus half a durian to his second customer, and half of the remainder plus half a durian to his third customer. He repeats the same process for the next customer and so on. After he has served the seventh customer, he finds that he has sold all his durians. How many durians had he originally? Yes.
Thank you, Javid. Narmin, did you solve this question?
Yes, I did.
What did you get?
I got 127.
Narmin, very good. Actually, if you solve this question and you got the right answer, that's cool. That's great. How is your math at school, Narmin?
I'm good.
Very good or excellent?
I'm in B stream.
BC,
B stream.
best student.
No, it's like streams A, B, C, D. I'm in B.
Ah, B. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, good, Narmin, because this is also a little bit challenging question. Not everybody can solve this, but if you can solve this question, that's cool. Mr. Arad, Professor Arad, how about you?
I got 128. One more.
Yeah, Arad, actually your answer looks more, I'll see, realistic. Javid, how about you?
I couldn't solve this.
And Mr. Eldar?
I couldn't solve this too.
Hussein, how about you? Also, you're here. I didn't see you.
I'm here.
Well, let's solve this. Again, let me just solve in algebraic way. There may be some different ways. And I wish if Narmin has or had a drawing tool, I would ask her to explain her answer here. Good, guys. Here, let's say originally the seller has n durians. Not n this time, let's say, what is it? X durians. I think none of you ate durian, right? Did anybody ever eat durian?
I said durian means storage.
What?
I thought durian is storage, not fruit.
Storage?
And because this, I just got a very strange thing.
But in the picture, can't you see they are fruits?
But it's similar to durability, something like this. I thought it's like that.
Yeah, actually, when you come here, and hopefully if you come to Singapore, you will see that durian is the king of fruits. You know, this is how they name it. And this fruit is really popular in this region, like in Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia. Okay. and that is the most expensive fruits. 1 kilo right now is about $6-7. But if you just buy like one durian, as you see here in the picture, it's like a hedgehog, you know, you cannot just touch this. It's really so spiky. Anyway, if you just buy one durian, it's about 3 or 3.5 kilos. If it is big, maybe 4 kilos. And if you just cut this, you know, you'll just get like 1 kilo of eatable part. Okay, the soft one, it's like an ice cream. It's so good. Maybe for the first time, it may be weird for you. Once you get used to it, it's so, I don't know, the whole family likes this a lot, but unfortunately it is too expensive. Anyway, it is the king of the fruits, so nice fruit. So we are talking about this kind of fruit. So let's say originally the seller had X durians, okay? So actually he sold to 7 people. That is the first one, that is the second one, that's the third one, dot, 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 and this is the last customer. And here I'm hoping there's the 7 customers for each writing equation. It's a lot. And I'm hoping that there must be a kind of pattern between these numbers. So let's continue. A durian seller sells half of his durians. Okay, the first one is half of his durians, x over 2, plus half a durian, right, to the first customer. So that is plus 1 over 2, right? So immediately, how many left here? If you sell this many, that is left is x over 2 minus 1 over 2 durians left, right? And he then sells half of the remainder. That is, maybe I think I should write this a bit here because I need more space. Here we have x over 2 minus 1 over 2. And he then sells half of the remainder plus half a durian to his second. So that is half of the remainder, that is 1 over 2. The remainder is x over 2 minus 1 over 2 and plus 1 over 2, which is equal to x over 4, right? Minus 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 minus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 2, that's equal to plus 1 over 4. So now if we have already solved this and we had x over 2 minus 1 over 2, right? Now how many durians left? If you just subtract this, let me just do the calculation here. X over 2 minus 1 over 2. We had this many durians after selling to the first customer. And again, we just solved x over 4 plus 1 over 4 to the second customer, right? So here now we have x over 4 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 over 4. That's equal to minus 3 over 4. So now here we have x over 4 minus 3 over durians left. Okay. All right. Now I can just write one more time. It says that again then plus to his second customer and half of the remainder plus half a durian to his third customer. Let me also write to the third customer. 1 over 2, the remainder is x over 3. Why x over 3? X over 4, right? This should be x over 4. Okay, so that is x over 4 minus 3 over 4 plus 1 over 2. That's equal to x over 8. And here we have minus 3 over 8 plus 1 over 2, right? So what is this? Here we have minus 3 over 8 plus 1 over 2. That's equal to 1 over 8. So here we have plus 1 over 8. Okay. So guys, now there's a pattern here, because if you just continue the same thing, right? The same, actually we'll see similar numbers. Where's reds? Okay, right? Here in the first one, right? How many durians did we sell? X over 2 plus 1 over 2. To the second one, x over 4 plus 1 over 4, right? And to the third one, x over 8 plus 1 over 8, right? So now if you just continue this, how many durians will we have sold to the 7th customer? Then it should be here x over 2 to the power of 7 plus 1 over 2 to the power of 7. Because the first one is 2 to the power of 1, the second one is 2 squared, third one is 2 cubed, right? The same thing is going on here. So actually we are just repeating the same process. So that's why it must actually increase in this way. So now from here, if we just add them together, and it should be equal to x, right? The sum of all the sold durians must be equal to the original number of the durians. What is it? That's equal to here, x over 2, right? Here we have x over 2 plus x over 4 plus dot dot plus x over 128 plus here we have, that's the first part, plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 128. On the right hand side we have x. Okay, and that's just geometric progression, right? And we know how to calculate this. What we have here, if we just take this x, right, here we have x plus 1 times 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 128, which is equal to x. Now from here, what is this sum? That sum is equal to, the common denominator is 128, right? That's 64 plus 32 plus blah, blah, blah. So if you just calculate this, x plus 1 here times the whole thing is equal to 127 over 128. On the right hand side, we have x, or 127 over 128. On the right hand side, divide both sides by x plus 1, x over x plus 1. Now from here, dot, 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 what is x? X equals 127. We need to find the value of x, right? So what is the question? How many durians had he originally, or did he have originally? Originally, he had 127 durians. So Arad, you are right. Narmin, is our answer wrong or your answer is wrong?
I don't know.
Anyway, Narmi is still so close, but the correct answer is 127. Okay, so originally the seller had 127 durians. Let's say about this progress test. To tell the truth, I'm thinking, how am I going to grade your paper? It's so messy, Arad. Why did you submit like this?
Teacher, I said I was 2 questions behind. I was doing all of them in bad way, and all of them were wrong.
No, actually, Arad, you don't have to write everything. Just on one piece of paper. How many questions do we have? 10. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next to 1, just write your answer. Next to 2, take a picture and send it. That's it.
Can we have another test? Not today, but
Now, I'm going to give you another test. I wish, Narmin, do you have PC?
What?
Do you have laptop or computer?
Yeah, I'm on my computer now.
Arad, how about you?
mine is Surface.
Okay, very good. Javid, how about you? Do you have laptop?
But actually, the pen is broken.
Arad, you don't have to write. Guys, what do I expect from you? Narmin, look, this is an exam, right? You are solving and sitting on the table, all right? And let me just open one word. Okay, even I can share the answer sheet. Just you need to write your answers. Okay, here, did I prepare for you? Progress test 21. Okay, here, not yet. Okay, no problem. Here, you open one word. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, you can see, right? Can you see Word file?
Yes.
Very
Yes.
good, very good. If you can see, let's say you are solving the questions, right? Here, these are the questions. Now I can just split the screen and let me just put this on the right, okay? And after that, let me just put this on the left, okay? So now on the right, we have question on the left. Even you don't have to keep this, right? Here we have Mr. Arad, okay? Name, Arad, and grade 9. and date, for example, let's say 22 January 2021. All right, answers. And just write answers. How many questions do we have? Prepare this. Here we have 10 questions, right? 10 questions. Okay. Here we have, anyway, here we have one. I need to just put it a bit bigger so I can see that, right? Okay, just right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we have 10 questions. That's it, very easy. Okay. Question 1, Ara, what's your answer? 35, 45. A second one, 76. And question 10, what's your answer? 128. And just save it and submit it to me, Ara. That's it, very easy. I mean, you have laptop, you have computer, and why? I'm just asking you to submit your only answers, not your work. Okay, just write it in a Word, save it as PDF, and after submit. And how do I check your paper? All right, like this, you submit this, right? I just save this as PDF, okay? And after that, your answer, for example, here, students' work, let's say in PDF, and I open this with Microsoft Edge, and I can see your answer here. I can check the, okay, first question. All right, here we have, okay, Ara's first question, it is correct, 10 points. Second one, it is wrong, 0 point, for example. Third one, it is correct, 10 points, okay? And after that, I just call like this, okay, Ara's point is 70 out of 100. How many minutes does it take? I can grade this 5 minutes if you submit your work in an organized way. Now, I mean, do you understand me?
Yes.
And that's why you need to submit just right, since you have laptop. If you don't have computer, if you don't have laptop, if you don't have iPad, I understand. What can I do with this? I cannot do anything. But if you have laptop, if you have PC, if you have even iPad, then you can do this very easy. Solve it on a piece of paper, write your answer. Solve on a piece of paper, write your answer. Because also in SASMO, you don't have to show all your work, right? Just write your answer. And that's why you have to try to solve questions, I mean, 100% correctly, okay? 128 is very close to 127. No, it should be exactly correct. And I just want this one, okay? Your answer is correct or not. All right, can you do like this? Just write your answers in Word and put it nicely. If it is too long, make it 2 columns and save it as PDF and submit it to me. And also change your file name. When you are saving, just don't save it. You want to save this, right? Okay, I'm saving this as, all right, where? Okay, this PC somewhere. Okay, your name is G9, grade 9. Arat, what is it? Let's say progress test. Okay. So when you just submit like this, Arat, and when I put this in a folder, I can see, grade 9, this is the Arat progress test. Because, guys, I have a lot of students, actually, you know, maybe this one is a few students, but in general, I have more than 200 students, okay? And I have been teaching this online class since last March, more than 1 year. And that's why I try to explain everything in detail. When students submit their work in this format, I can grade very fast. And otherwise, you know, if it is so messy, even I don't want to have a look at the solutions. Even, and you're a private students actually. In university, if students submit their work like this, immediately I will give 0. Okay. First, they should learn how to communicate online. Mr. Arad, do you get me? Do you understand?
Yes, but the problem is that I don't have Word.
If you don't have words, we have a lot of different programs. You can just open Paint. Do you have Paint?
Paint, yes.
You can use
Okay.
Google Docs.
But can I just write in paper then do with CamScan? Just the answer.
Yeah, also you can do, that's the best way. Also, if you can, it's also fine. But also when you are doing this, Arat, also actually you need to understand teacher. Okay, teacher receives this paper. How is he going to grade? That I mean that here you should not write your answers too small. You should not write your answers too close to each other, so that easily I can grade this one, right? If it is like this, let's say in very organized form, right? I can check the if, Arad, if you do like this, let's say, okay, this is a paper, right? This is question 1. and write your answer. Okay. And after the question two, leave some space, write your answer. And leave some space again. Here we have question 3 and write your answer. Then I can just check this so quickly. Now here is so hard. And okay, Arat.
Because the thing was that that day I just wanted to sleep.
No, I mean in general, Arat, because you are not the only one.
general.
Okay. As I told you now, I'm teaching maybe how many? Like 8 different classes online like you. Okay. So each one I'm trying to explain so that if I just put this into the system, okay, actually we'll just increase our learning because learning speed depends on a good communication. If you do not know how to, if you do not know how to communicate with each other well, then every time you don't understand me, I don't understand you, and it will be a problem. And now here we are living in the world of technology. We have internet, we have all softwares, programs, right? And we have computer and telephone. So we can do everything. Just the only thing is you should learn how to do this in a nice way. Okay?
Okay. But
Yes.
actually I always print, but this one it was unprintable, and because it was like this.
Okay. And this it's okay, but you will learn actually because from now on, I think always somehow we will have online class after your school, at your college, your university, I think. Okay, that's why you better learn how to do things well. And in the future, and not in the future, even you enjoy learning, okay? All right, guys, I'm saving and closing this. And let me just tell you what we are going to do next time. And after that, I will finish the class. Guys, if you can see my screen, okay. So we have 3 more things that I'm going to talk with you. Actually, we have more topics, but for a while, I'm going to stop and do some SASMO. And next week, we are going to talk about congruent and similar triangles. And after that, area and volume of similar triangles. These 2 things I'm going to teach you in 1 hour. And after that, we have trigonometric ratios and also 1 hour. And after that, we have like sine rule, cosine rule, maybe so 1 hour, okay? Maybe next week, I'll try to finish everything. And whatever it is, in February, like 2 weeks, we are going to practice SASMO questions. And after that, again, we will get back to our class and learn some more stuff. Again, maybe at the end of March, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we will again practice SASMO questions. Okay?
Teacher, but sine law and cosine law is not too much easy for 1 hour. Can it be like 30 minutes or less?
I think, I don't know, we will see, Arat. I think they are not so difficult topics.
Because it's just a ratio. 1 over sine of something is equal 1 over sine of something.
Are you saying that they are too easy or you are saying that they are not too easy?
I said they are too easy and it take a lot. 1 hour is a lot. Like 1 lesson.
No, we will say actually, when we actually sine rule, we have sine rule, right? We have the area formula, we have the cosine rule, and that's it. I think 1 hour is perfect. 15 minutes explanation, 20 minutes or 30 minutes practicing problems. And let's see, Arat. Okay, if you say that it's so easy, I will actually just choose a few challenging problems and solve those problems and finish it. Okay.
And teacher, can you send that thing which you said you will send it this week for Saturday and Sunday?
What?
I think it was. You said that you will send test or workout for Saturday and Sunday this week.
Okay, all right.
Will you send it?
Okay, Arat, I will send you 2 tests, okay? And if possible, you just write your answers like this. The solutions, just keep it with you, okay? Just send me the solutions because I trust you. You're not just doing guesswork, right? And we will see, okay? Now I will send you 2 tests. Try to solve them until next class, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So guys, thank you. I will see you next week. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Mr. Kazım.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Narmin.
Bye,
Thank you.
Mr. Qasim.
Thank you.
Bye bye, Aldar, Hussein. Jabir.
Goodbye.